We should prepare to lose our position as holder of the world's reserve currency. That is happening in slow motion. It's unmistakable. Now, the Biden people seem to have no idea this is going on, or maybe they want it to happen. Joe Biden was up there at the State of the Union bragging about how he took 30 points off the Russian ruble in a single day. Hooray, good for us. But once we stop celebrating our win, the destruction of the Russian economy, they deserve it. You got to wonder, is there a downside to this? Could it be a Pyrrhic victory? Let's see. These policies have driven Russia, China, India, Turkey, and other countries to accelerate their flight from the U.S. dollar. Now, to be clear, that's the majority of the global economy. This may be the most reckless and destructive thing any American president has ever done to the United States.
Not looking good for the US dollar. As you know, the US dollar has been one of the most powerful currencies for a long time, and countries use the US dollar to trade with one another. But it seems like now countries are finding a way to go past the US dollar. For example, Kenya just signed deals with Saudi Arabia and the UAE to buy oil with its local currency, which is the Kenyan shillings, instead of the United States dollars. And also Ghana is using gold to buy oil, and that is going to also impact the US dollar. And the recent news has been Brazil, Russia, India, China, and South Africa talking about the plan they have to develop a new currency.
Well, smart foreigners, and there are some, believe it or not, started to dump the U.S. dollar. Why? Because the U.S. dollar was no longer a reliable store of value. Suddenly, it was a political weapon that could be wielded at will against anyone who held it. So what if you had a border dispute with one of your neighbors that the State Department hadn't authorized? Or what if you accidentally criticized transgender theology and irritated the Human Rights Campaign? Well, the U.S. government might denounce you as immoral and then confiscate all your money.
The value of the US dollar has dropped by 86% in the last 50 years. Countries that have close trade relations with China have been increasing their central bank reserves held in yuan for a while now. It is not a secret that the value of the US dollar has been slipping for years, which raises questions about the dollar's future and if the Chinese yuan has potential as a global reserve currency. There's been a significant shift in the global position of the United States dollar due to well-known economic and political events. Some experts go so far as to say that the days of its global hegemony are slowly coming to an end. There's no way around it.
Come on now, dawg. Come on, man.
What about our gold? America's gold reserves have not been fully audited in generations. So they can say whatever they want, but the truth is we don't really know how much gold is in Fort Knox. So the SPR becomes even more vital, and now it's disappearing. And as it does, the power of the United States ebbs. At some point, what's going to be left? They'll be draining the Great Lakes and shipping the water to the Gobi Desert for cotton farming.
No, God, please, no.
Welcome, family, to another edition of Stranger Thinking Media. This is Yeshayahu, where we bring you the gospel of Jesus Christ, Yahushua HaMashiach, to address the problems of a modern world. So today's topic is The Day the Dollar Died. Sounds like a Peter Tosh song, right? Babylon is Falling, Part 2. Revelations chapter 14. And I saw another angel fly in the midst of heaven, having the everlasting gospel to preach unto those that dwell on the earth, and to every nation and kindred and tongue and people, saying with a loud voice, Fear God, and give glory to him, for the hour of his judgment is come, and worship him that made heaven and earth, and the sea, and the fountains of the waters. And there followed another angel, saying, Babylon is fallen, that great city, because she made all the nations drink of the wine of the wrath of her fornication. So Basically, my friends, what we have here is a failure to communicate. The United States dollar has been the global reserve currency since the Bretton Woods Agreement in, I believe it was 1944. And it was a certain trust factor, a certain integrity factor. The world at large was recovering and rebuilding from World War II. And in the dollar did they trust. But what the United States found over that course of time was that they could use the dollar and weaponize it, and to very great effects. And they've done it for such a long time now. It's almost overkill. Like, do they constantly need to sanction countries that are struggling already, impoverishing the poor within that country through sanctions? I'm not saying that's not something that you might not have to do here and there, but like anything else, if you keep doing it and you exploit it and you overuse it, it starts to lose its effectiveness. People start to become numb to it. And what the United States has effectively done is driven the rest of the world together. No more. They don't want any more of their money. It's their money in U.S. banks to be shut off from them. So the U.S. is holding the money of all these nations, and at any time can say, we're sanctioning you. We're not going to give you access to your money. So the way around it, obviously, this Brics thing, this Brics team, or whatever you want to call it, the Brics Summit, they've decided to create their own financial hegemony, if you want to call it that. So we'll see how this progresses. It doesn't look good for the U.S. dollar, because the bottom line is, if everyone gets off of the U.S. dollar, that literally means that all dollars will start flowing back to their source. You know, currency is the terminology is literally taken from the flow of water. Currents. If people don't want this dollar anymore, it's as if they're building a dam. And then all of a sudden, if you know the Hoover Dam in the Las Vegas area, if you build a dam on the Colorado River, that water starts to back up and fill up like a bathtub. But that's what's going to happen here in America. The dollars will come flowing back. They'll be dammed up. Nobody will want them. And all of a sudden, we'll start drowning in our own dollars. And if we start drowning in our own dollars, that's the very definition of hyperinflation. You think it's bad now? Wait till you see what's next. And after these things, I saw another angel come down from heaven, having great power, and the earth was lighted with his glory. And he cried mightily with a strong voice, saying, Babylon the Great is fallen, and has become the habitation of devils, and the hold of every foul spirit, and a cage of every unclean and hateful bird. For all nations have drunk of the wine of the wrath of her fornication, and the kings of the earth have committed fornication with her, and the merchants of the earth are waxed rich through the abundance of her delicacies. Well, family, farewell. I love you all so much. Thank you so much for continually supporting my content. If you did enjoy this video, hit the thumbs up button, subscribe, turn on the notification bell, and share this with your friends and family. I'm sure they find it interesting as well, because this affects everybody. I'm very excited to continue this journey with you. I thank you all for bringing certain stories to my attention and for continually keeping me updated with certain events around the world. I very much appreciate you all. And shout out to the channel members. You guys keep me going. May everybody have a beautiful and blessed day who's in the body of Messiah, Yahushua HaMashiach, Jesus the Christ of Nazareth. And I'll see you all on the next video. Shalom.